This video uses AI-generated visuals to recreate historical events. All scenes are artistic interpretations and not real footage. Some details may be approximate or symbolic.
A world where belief ruled every part of life. A system built to protect faith and punish doubt. This is the story of the Inquisition. Its agents were called inquisitors. They searched for heresy. They questioned, judged, and punished. Everything was controlled by a system. Precise, cold, merciless. Let us go inside and see how it worked.
We need your like and subscription to keep creating more content for you.
The Inquisition was not one single court, it was several. Each was created by the Catholic Church or by kings. Their goal was to find and punish heresy beliefs against church teaching. Four main inquisitions worked over many years. The medieval Inquisition, begun by the Pope in the 1200s. The Spanish Inquisition, run by Spanish kings starting in 1478. The Portuguese Inquisition, made in 1536 and copied from Spain. The Roman Inquisition, started by the Pope in 1542. Some were run by the Church, others by kings. Church courts aimed to save souls, royal courts aimed to keep power. Inquisitors did not wait for complaints, they went out to look for suspects. When they arrived in a town, they read the Edict of Grace. This public notice listed forbidden beliefs. People were told to confess their own sins within a set time. Those who confessed early faced lighter punishments, but they also had to name others. This created fear. Friends accused friends. Families turned on each other. Accusations came in many ways: secret letters, street rumors, reports from priests after confession. Even simple public gossip called public fame was enough to start a case. If the judges thought the case was strong, they ordered an arrest. The suspect was taken without warning. Their property was seized to pay for the trial. This left families ruined before the trial even began. The accused often did not know the exact charges. They were not told who accused them. They stayed in prison, sometimes for months or years, waiting for questioning. The trial was not like a modern court. There was no jury. The inquisitors acted as police, judge, and prosecutor. A notary wrote every word: questions, answers, even cries of pain. The accused could have a lawyer, but only to explain procedures. The lawyer could not truly defend them. Secrecy controlled everything. The accused had to guess who their enemies were. If they guessed wrong, the secret witnesses could not be challenged. Interrogation aimed to break the suspect's mind. Judges repeated questions again and again. They pretended to know everything to force a confession. A confession was the queen of proofs. Without it, conviction was harder but not impossible. The accused was expected to prove innocence. But without knowing the charges, this was almost impossible. If the judges believed they had half proof, they could use torture. Church law allowed it. They claimed it was to find the truth, not to punish. Common methods were brutal. The strappado, hands tied behind the back, the body dropped to wrench the shoulders. The water torture. The rack, limbs pulled until joints nearly tore apart. Cloth forced in the mouth while water was poured, causing the feeling of drowning. Rules said torture could not cause blood or death, but pain was extreme. A doctor was often present to keep the victim alive. Any confession made under torture had to be repeated the next day to count. If the suspect recanted, torture could continue. After questioning, the judges met in secret to decide. Acquittals were rare. Sentences varied. Some received prayers, fasting, or a long pilgrimage. Others lost all property or were sent to prison for life. Many were forced to wear a yellow garment called a San Benito, marking them as heretics. The harshest punishment was death. The church said it never killed. Instead, it relaxed the guilty to the state. But the state carried out the burning. The final act was public. At dawn, a grand procession began. Prisoners wore robes showing their fate, some painted with flames and demons. A church service was held and sentences read aloud. The condemned were led to the burning ground. Some were strangled first, others burned alive. The message was clear. Faith must be obeyed.